In Africa, more specifically South Africa, lies the Balobedu Kingdom in the Limpopo province. This is the country's only queendom, ruled by the Rain Queens, who are said to have special powers, including the ability to control the clouds and rainfall. Today we'll be looking at their history, customs, ruling queens, and much, much more. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And let's jump into today's video. The Rain Queens reign over the Balobedu Kingdom. They are a southern African group in the Sotho-Tswana nation, reportedly. They have reigned for the past 200 years, which has been in existence for 400 years. There are different accounts for this, but legend has it that there was a chief in 16th century, Moana Motapa, which had been the successor of Grace Zimbabwe. He had received prophetic guidance and allegedly impregnated his daughter, Duzugindi, to start the line of female rulers so that she would gain rain-making skills and have control of the clouds. Another story says she had been impregnated by her brother. However, after this, she was forced to flee Moana Motapa. After she had fled, she had settled in present-day Balobedu Kingdom. However, the Modjadji Dynasty did have kings who reportedly ruled from the 16 to 1800s. Although the exact history is shrouded in mystery, the kings included King Makapemo, King Mohale, King Malacha, King Petole, King Kiale, and King Mokoto. And the names are taken from a plaque that has all the female and male rulers of the Modjadji Dynasty. I will leave a link in the description that links to a visual representation of this plaque. The first ruler and daughter of Zungundini was Masalikwane Modjadji. Modjadji, which translated means ruler of the day, and all Rain Queens have this title, has started the line of female rulers of the family, as apparently competition for succession was fierce and rivalries disrupting the peace. Allegedly, according to customs and tradition, the queen must shun and abstain from public life such as public functions and live in isolation, and cannot leave her kraal, meaning only few people have seen the Rain Queens directly in the past. The Rain Queen communicates to her people via her counselors, village headmen, and chiefs who represent the queen, as the Balobedu Kingdom consists of allegedly 150 villages, each with a headman. The central tribal village of the Balobedu Kingdom is said to be Setlakon. The rain-making ceremonies are meant to take place every year at the Queen's royal compound. The royal kraal is located near Modjadji's kloof. However, what the Queen does during the ceremony is shrouded in mystery and secrecy, and it is rare for anyone other than the Queen to be in possession of these secrets, as they are tied to the title of the Rain Queen allegedly and the throne. These secrets are passed on to the next successor of the throne. Traditionally, the Rain Queen is not meant to marry. One of the Rain Queens did, however, get married allegedly, which will be covered later in the video. The queen is cared for by her wives, a term referred to them in the Balobedu language, as they are not wives in the traditional sense. They are selected by the royal council. Traditionally, she is also supposed to bear children by her close relatives. The Rain Queens are a prominent figure in South Africa, and in history, many individuals had sought their blessings. It is alleged that even during apartheid, heads of state would also visit the Rain Queen, displaying the extent of their prominence and stature. Traditionally, in the past, when a Rain Queen was old, she would appoint her eldest daughter as her successor, following a form of premarital succession, in which the eldest child inherits all titles, and then she would allegedly commit ritual suicide. However, some traditions have since been set aside, but I cannot confirm which ones. The Rain Queen's mystical rain-making powers are believed to be reflected in the large garden which surrounds her royal compound, surrounded by the dry land of the area. Her garden contains some of the world's largest cycad trees, with the honor of having a species of cycad named after the female dynasty, the Modjadji cycad or the Modjadji's palm. The first appointed Rain Queen was Rain Queen Masalekwane Modjadji, the daughter of Princess Zungundini. She reigned from 1800 to 1854. She lived in complete isolation until she allegedly committed a ritual suicide, as it was tradition for the reigning queens to live in isolation, only interacting with a few trusted advisors, so not much is actually known about her. The second ruler was Reign Queen Masalanabo Modjadji, who held the throne from 1854 until 1894. Her authority had been greatly reduced by colonial powers at the time. She lived in isolation and had barely been seen in public. She had been succeeded by the daughter of her sister, as she did not produce any female heirs. The third ruler was Queen Kisetaone Modjadji, who ascended the throne and led her constituents until 1959. Kisetaone was the daughter of Masalanabo's sister and became heir as Masalanabo's council had designated this before her death. Not much is actually known about her as well. The fourth ruler was Queen Makoma Modjadji, who ruled from 1959 to 1980. Unlike other queens, she had been married to by a man by the name of Andreas Maki, whom she had many children with, as well as her heir, allegedly. The fifth ruler was Queen Mokope Modjadji. She ruled from 1981 to 2001. She was said to be very traditional in her role as reign queen, as well as following all the customs and traditions expected of her while living in seclusion on the compound. It is said she became good friends with former President Nelson Mandela. Although they communicated through a traditional intermediary, it is said that the former president had even bought her a Japanese sedan. It is also said that he had met her in person later in time, as well as also allegedly she had not supported the idea of the establishment of the ANC due to the perception it would dilute her authority, due to their anti-traditional ideals, allegedly. However, it's said that this has somewhat changed, as she had allegedly been offered an annual salary from the ANC government. Her daughter and designated successor, Princess Makiela, had passed away, interestingly, in 2001, 2 days before her own passing, and her granddaughter had become the next reigning queen. The next and last female ruler currently was Makoba Modjadji, who allegedly reluctantly took the throne and was the most controversial queen in terms of tradition, as she was the first reigning queen to receive a formal education as well as adopting a more modern lifestyle, such as allegedly wearing Western clothing, having a cell phone, going to nearby discos, and watching soapies. But on this one, I can't really judge her. South African soap is actually quite nice, especially Movango, Mbeu, and Generations. Those are my personal favorites. She ruled from 2003 to 2005, also marking her reign as the shortest. She had allegedly defied the rules of royalty by dating a commoner by traditional standards, David Mohale, a former municipal manager who was rumored to have moved into the royal compound. He was the father of her daughter and heir, which caused problems with the royal council allegedly. We will cover more on this later in the video. However, aside from the alleged controversy, the queen was revered for her abilities and lineage. The circumstances around her death has been a topic of controversy over the years, such as speculation by some that she may have allegedly been murdered by being poisoned in favor of a more traditional ruler, and the belief by some of her subjects that she died of a broken heart due to the banishment of David Mohale. The official cause of death was ruled as meningitis. A fire had allegedly broke out where Makoba's coffin was being kept before her funeral. The fire was extinguished before Makoba's coffin suffered any damage, but the event seemed to arouse more suspicion of foul play surrounding Makoba's death, allegedly. Due to her early passing, the kingdom has been ruled by a regent ever since her passing, the regent being her brother Prince Mpapatla, who interestingly enough has his own daughter, who he has with his cousin who descends from the female-only line. Queen Makoba Modjadji's daughter is next in line, however she has not been fully accepted, allegedly, which we'll cover more in the video. In relation to the authority of the kingdom, during former President Jacob Zuma's tenure, the kingdom's authority and powers had been restored by recognizing the queenship in line with the laws of South Africa, to the same level of recognized kingdoms. As in 1972, the apartheid government had relegated Reign Queen Makoma Modjadji's powers and authority, reducing her title to that of a chieftainess. As previously mentioned, since the passing of the last reign queen in 2005, the kingdom has been ruled by a regent, her brother, Princess Masalanobo, by the South African government as of 2017, is reportedly the next reign queen, as she was announced as heir when her mother had passed away. as a ceremony by President Cyril Ramaphosa was officially held to celebrate her queenship for when she turns 18. However, this is a touchy subject, as allegedly due to not actually being raised by the Balobedu. Apparently she had been taken away from them at 5 months old, being her first, and allegedly not being prepared to take the throne, which her brother was allegedly. It's also alleged that the most important aspects to take the throne is the ability to lead the royal family and council, preserve and protect the royal family, as well as running it in terms of tradition and culture, and also to prepare the next heir. But I cannot confirm that. Her father, who had passed away in 2014, had reportedly taken her away as soon as her mother had passed away, causing a long custody battle. As is alleged, he had feared for her safety. He had claimed her as her father, which is taboo in terms of custom and tradition. So it's a sticky situation and rather complicated. But the story gets more complicated as ANC MP Matole Motshekga, a former advisor to the royal family, gained temporary custody of the princess. She has since been attending school and living with him and his family, reportedly. It is alleged she visits her royal home during school holidays to learn the customs and practices. It is also alleged this has not happened in the way agreed, but yet again, I cannot confirm this. However, the story gets more complicated as Prince Lukugela Modjadji, the son of the late Queen Makoba Modjadji, has been appointed the king of the Balobedu nation and is allegedly set to be inaugurated in October 2022, according to the Royal Council allegedly. And allegedly they have been taken to court due to this, as Princess Masalanobo's name had previously been submitted for succession. And what makes it more complicated is that the Royal Council allegedly is governed in terms of the Traditional Leadership Governance Framework Act. So when they appoint a leader, it must be in the bounds of the law. Plus, they have queenship status. But I am not a legal practitioner, so please do your own research on the matter for more factual information. So yeah, it's a sticky situation, and for the sake of reporting what I've just reported, let's just call it a heap of speculation. However, I'll put links to my sources in the description for you guys to check out. The character Storm from the Marvel's X-Men is a fictional descendant of the dynasty that produces the Rain Queens, through the line of Sorceress Supreme Aisha, who was a fictional sorceress and the queen of the Balobedu Kingdom in the Marvel fictional universe, who became Sorceress Supreme after a battle between all of Earth's mightiest mages to determine the next Sorcerer Supreme, which she ended up winning. And I'm sure you all know that Storm is one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel universe, which is pretty cool on Marvel's part if you ask me. A final conclusion can be made that the history of the Balobedu and the Rain Queens is quite rich and interesting, as well as mysterious. It can also be interpreted in various ways, and only those involved would know what is really happening. To those like you and me who are outsiders to this story, all we can do is follow how everything unfolds. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And please check out the next video that comes out.